Hello guys, welcome back to the fourth episode of the ship build tutorial. We're looking at a paused screen right now, which is because for this episode I tried to do a little bit different. I recorded myself building the sails and now I'm commentating over it and explain what I'm doing, because building sails is tough. So let's get into it. Right off the bat, we're starting off placing the sail on the center mast, because it's just nice to start with the biggest one right off the bat, and we want this to look like there's wind blowing inside of it. So what I'm doing is trying to curve it outward and make it smoothly curve downward, and then once we go to the bottom I'm making a slight more harsh curve, as in the sails are hanging because they have quite a lot of weight to them. So right off the bat this is not looking too bad, but for some reason I am not satisfied with it, so I go fiddling around in here and try to make it look good. And I think, yeah, I'm looking at it from the side again and I'm thinking this looks good, but apparently my past self does not really like it. As we're looking from the side we can see that it doesn't look exactly right from the side view, because we want it to be slightly steeper in the top and have a little bit less of a outward curve at the top. Still, what we're looking at right there was good. So now we're going to do the other side, and for here I'm doing a little bit of a different technique, because that other side took us a long time. I cut some of it out. I'm making the curve shape in a 2D plane first, and after that I start making it 3D. So after I make that curve look good, I will make it look I extrude it on the 3D plane. Here I set the time to day for a little bit, and I look back and well, that doesn't look good at all, does it? So I'm going to be doing a little bit more tweaking here and there and just make it so that it looks kind of similar to the other side. As we're looking at it here, looks kind of alright. Maybe do some little bit of tweaking here and there, and that's very much what building sails is. There's a lot of tweaking going on because it's extremely hard to do properly right off the bat. You really want to experiment with your curves, and it's very important that you have a good reasonable knowledge of curves. So what I'm thinking is actually making a separate tutorial just based on curves. So right here I finished the side outlines and I want to do the center. So here this is of course curved as well, and since the sail is at a curve on the left side, the curve will be the largest part of the curve will be more geared towards the left side, because this is the way that the sail is pointed. So the straighter angle will be on the right side and the large curve will be on the left side, as we are illustrating right here. And here I'm going up and down to see if the curve looks nice and proper. I'm going to lengthen it a little bit there. There we go. So I'm breaking a little bit more blocks, and that's looking good, I think. So then, oh nope, it does not look good at all. If we look at it from a different angle, it actually looks kind of weird. So having a little look at this, that looked good. So here we're doing the top, which is slightly more connected to the top bit. There's a lot of tension going on there. So there we go. We see a little bit of a not really nice bit going on over there. So we're changing that for a little bit. Now, after you've done this, you're going to want to create your grid for the filling in of the sail. So here I'm just creating a little grid outline and making it shorter as we go up to the top and have that nice outward curve that we always talk about. And it's important that it goes out a little bit of the first area, so that you really get that feeling that there's wind blowing inside of it. So what we're doing here is starting to create the skeleton basically of the sail, and basically what I usually do is just spam click until I reach the other side, and after I've done that I tweak it a little bit so it looks good. So here we are, skipping forward in time. We've got the skeleton finished. We made sure we had that nice looking curve, and now we're just going to spam fill it in. Doesn't matter if it looks bad or not, this is just to get an idea of how our sail will approximately look, and after that we will start shaping it and make it look all nice and rounded and beautiful. So I don't know how long I made this footage, but we're just gonna have a look at it building itself. I think I actually, no, this should skip ahead any moment now, but until then I'll just say well, with these sails it's a lot of trial and error work. Even after I had done all this, there are still some things that I didn't like. For example, this sail was a little bit too sloped downward, as if the wind had already set a little bit. So it's really looking out for it, and maybe you're gonna have to go back and change some things. So here we've got the finished sail, and I'm just going into regular speed and showing you the jagged edges. That is what we don't want. What we want is the curve, a bit more of a nice curve, and we want the outward curve again. So here we're starting to just add those curves back in, looking very nice. And I've purposely made this a little bit longer because I find it important for you to see what I do in smoothing this out and how the end result will look. So I'm not going to be talking for me filling this in. I will be playing you another song by Approaching Nirvana, and then we'll be back in a little bit. Just interrupting our music there for a little bit and making some comments on how this is going. We've got nice bits of curviness going on in the front side, and as we said, the sail is slightly curved, therefore the side that we're working on here is going to be more diagonal, and there's going to be more block variations going on that side as opposed to the other side because of how the wind is hitting it. So here we're just curving it off a little bit so it looks a bit more natural, and adding that curve effect, making it look really nice. So we're just going to finish this off, and we might skip ahead for a little bit. I'm going to leave the music running, and we'll see you when we are ready. Okay, so at this point I started sounding very bored. So this is a couple of days, actually weeks later, because I had some exams that I had to do, so I had not had time to play Minecraft at all. So I'm just going to continue here. So what we're doing here is creating those ropes that you see on the sides of ships and the masts. And basically what's most important here is that you make them look very tight. So we don't really want a curve going on here. We mostly want a straight line. So that's what I just did, and here I am expanding it outward and making it look nice and realistic. So after that, think, yeah, I'm almost done with this, and after that we will continue with the diagonal sail, which I've also sped up. This is sped up actually twice because it started to drag on and I was getting bored myself watching it. So here we're starting on this sail, and basically for this we want it to curve just as the other ones and make it more diagonal at the front and more harshly curved at the back, because that's just how logic works basically. So right here I am going to do the back bit, which is always a bit of a tricky situation. You have to make sure that the top is sloped less than the bottom. The bottom is going to be more curved outward, which I'm going to be doing wrong for the first time around, as you will see in just a little bit when I start to move back. And there we go, that looks horrifying. So quickly we start to fix this, and in the end it will look a lot better. So after we've done this, we will start doing the skeleton. For that as well, we want it to start slow at the top and then expand outwards towards the bottom. And here it looks a bit silly in the first try, but that's why we are using creative mode, so we can easily break and place blocks, which is fantastic. So we're continuing with the skeleton, again spam clicking the blocks and then smoothing it out afterwards, which is a very good method that works very well. So here we are going to start filling in the sail, and we are also going to skip this, I believe. There we go. What I'm doing here is smoothing out the bottom and doing the whole thing that we did for the main sail as well. And as you can see, there's a lot more of diagonal stuff going on at the top there, but that's okay because this is a diagonal sail. So as we're closing in on the end, I am doing a little bit more curving at the bottom there, because it just didn't look realistic having it just slope outwards. And then here we are about finished, just having to attach it to the ship there, and then we are done. So after that we will be having a little look at how it looks. There we go, and we will pause it here and tell you that I did not finish the rest of the sails when I recorded this, because it just took such a long time to do the sails. In the end, finishing the sails, I did it yesterday. My semester just finished, and it took me about 2 to 3 hours to finish the rest of the sails. Also did a bit of tweaking to the main sail. But yeah, I'm going to be putting a picture up right now of the finished product, and in the last episode we will be taking a look at the rest of the rigging. I did some in the picture, as you can see, and maybe do some final touch-ups. And after that we are done with the ship. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you next time.